Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Voice Acting Coaching. We are here with a new person for our second round season series. I don't fucking know. We're here again. So we're gonna play with the new one. You guys might recognize this line of dialogue. It wasn't the most picked in some of our voice acting workshops, but it definitely had its occurrences when we have been doing showcases. If you haven't seen our voice acting showcases, go to the shorts section on YouTube or wherever this is posted and look at some of those because they're fire and you need to try it. But regardless, this is going to be a fun line of dialogue and a fun character to play with. I am excited, and we're going to get right to it. So can I have you, my lovely guest here, introduce yourself, tell the people the name you want to go by, your pronouns, and a little bit about you.
Hello, I'm Bard Nolan. My pronouns are he, they, and they. I'm a non-binary trans man. I'm based in the Pacific Northwest. I actually... I've been out of acting for a while, but I've been trying to get back more into like voice acting and everything like that. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I never really felt super like there was a place for me because I was trans. But I've really missed it, especially since like the last thing I did acting wise was I was in Saber Guild at the Seattle Temple, and that was a lot of fun doing like Star Wars themed stuff. It was exciting, but yeah, I'm like trying to get into it in a different way, so.
Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, for anybody who somehow stumbled upon this episode and doesn't know, we love our queer shit here. So, hello, welcome. I hope you feel safe and comfortable to all my people watching and to all my people enjoying. And I swear, I promise I'm not an incel. I know I'm wearing the Joker shirt. I'm sorry. I apologize. There definitely are 20 posters in the back with his face on. Okay, it's fine. Like...
Don't worry about it.
Literally. Oh my god.
I also love the Joker.
See? And then you can make fun of me. It's all good.
It's important. It's icebreaker stuff. It's no big deal.
Exactly. Oh my lord, help me. Okay. Woo! Fabulous. So, we will get started. What we're gonna do here first and foremost is I always have our guest perform the line in whatever way they think it should be done. No context, no critique, no talking about it. So, whenever you're ready, my friend, go right ahead and perform the line for us.
I gotta reset from like me being goofy a little bit. You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
Ooh, spicy! So, tell us about this character, what they look like, their name, and the scene that is occurring for this line of dialogue, and then you can give us the personality traits and such as well.
Sure. So the character I came up with is Sterling. Pronouns are they, them. They are a demon who shapeshifts between a human and a cat form. In the cat form, they have a long, shaggy gray fur, and in human form, they have layered, draping, monochromatic garments that kind of evoke that long-haired cat silhouette. So there's supposed to be an element of like slinkiness to the character. Cool. They have silver eyes with slit pupils. I really want to just lean into that like silver, like gray, and everything like that. Especially since like silver's not really associated with like sinister characters so much. You usually get more gold with that because of silver's association with like being an anti-vampire, anti-werewolf sort of thing. So scene setting, Sterling is a middle-tier demon who doesn't really care for the job of making deals for souls, but enjoys the comfortable life that comes with it, so they approach it all as if it's a game that doesn't really concern them. After all, they're not the one faced with the consequences. Plus, it's more entertaining if you give them a chance to fight their way out of the deal, so Sterling always adds in a clause to each contract that one can get what they ask for free. if they complete harsh labyrinthine trials successfully. So I kind of wanted to like I like the idea of like, you know, Greek myth. There's always kind of like the trial where if you do it, you kind of like you've earned your thing. No more consequences.
Yes.
So I wanted to play with that a little bit. So then Random Human of the Week number 291 had their but I'm a protagonist moment. Yawn. And Sterling is ready to get cozy at their desk with some snacks as human number 291 gets tossed into the newly renovated hallway of increasingly wetter socks and other such mundane horrors they'll be forced to endure.
Oh no.
Can you tell I like The Good Place?
Wow, I love that. Oh my gosh. That was fantastic. And tell me the personality traits you picked for Sterling.
So personality traits, I picked lackadaisical, observant, and mischievous. So there's very kind of like character inspirations I was going from were like the Cheshire Cat and like Loki-esque kind of characters, but I also wanted there to be like elements of like friendliness, that disarming kind of friendliness and charm, but also like you know, this is entertainment and a game, so you want to it's a character that's invested in watching the trials of like the person as they're going through all of this, you know.
I like this. This is such a cool like concept and backstory that's been written in here. Oh, I'm excited. I will also say, for once, and those in this community will be very proud of me, for once, I understand the pun that he's like silver coated and his name is Sterling. I never get that. I swear to God, I'm always so like whoop right over my head, but I got it this time. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I want to ask a few questions here to really like delve into this and sort of develop it a bit. Is this protagonist, I know they're getting thrown into like this hallway of little like mundane horrors, etc. How's this protagonist you're talking to? Did they fail the deal, or are they getting to, is this like a trial? Are they in the middle of the trials that you're sending them to?
So it's I was thinking about how in like some shows a person will kind of like they'll make their deal and they get, you know, what they want and asked for without any sort of like consequences or repercussions for a while. You know, they're living the good life and everything like that. But then, you know, the time comes in the contract where it's like, all right, you gotta pay the fee.
Okay.
So, and it's just like, well, but you know, do I really have to pay the fee? Because I don't think I deserve to be facing those sort of consequences, you know, because I'm a good guy, right?
Okay, bunch of questions. We're gonna develop this. Did they know what the fee was, or was it vague?
I feel like it would probably be something where it was like, there are certain details, but presented, but like other details that are kept vague. So there's like an element of like, okay, I know what I'm agreeing to, and it's just like, but do you actually know?
Okay.
You don't have the full picture.
Got you. Does Silver know what the consequence is, or does it get created anew for each person?
I was kind of thinking about how like there'd probably be sort of like already pre-established like zones and trials in hell that like you can plop somebody into and they have to, you know, work their way through it. But I was also thinking that there would be an element of you know, maybe if things seem too easy in the outset, Sterling kind of tries to design things to be a little bit harder as they go on.
Okay.
You know, to up the entertainment factor.
Okay, so how much control do you think Sterling has over what happens to the people who sign the deals?
I was picturing essentially that, like, obviously middle tier, there would be like Sterling is answering to like upper management.
Got you.
In like certain elements. So essentially.
Do we know good omens?
Yes.
So like a Crowley, where it's like he's not the highest of the, or the lowest of the low, whatever you want to say, right? He can't just be like, I'll do whatever I want. But it's like, hey, just make sure the protagonist gets tortured. How it's tortured doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a very good succinct way of putting it.
Okay, beautiful. I like this. So let's develop a few things here then. Sterling has this ability, and they enjoy, right, the deals that they make. They enjoy the pain that the protagonists suffer, assuming that's the case. And they have the ability to sort of tweak it to fit each person's, like, you're afraid of spiders, now you're getting eaten by a spider, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So let's figure it out then. This protagonist, what is their thing? What is the, oh no, don't send me there?
That is a really great question. See, this is why I was like, I wonder if I need to like fully realize things more.
That's why we do it here.
Yeah. Trying to think of something that would feel like an organic evolution of the like the wetter socks thing.
Okay.
And all I can think about is like me being autistic. I hate having wet socks.
So, okay, well, let me ask you this then. Is that the worst possible thing in the world?
No.
Like, okay, so here's my question. Is what Sterling, I want to call him Silver, oh my god. Is what Sterling is dishing out supposed to be hell? Is it supposed to be this is the absolute worst thing that could ever happen to you? Or is it supposed to be more like I am a cat playing with a mouse and toying it about a bit, but I need it to still live? What's the energy?
It's definitely more the latter.
Okay.
Like there's, I think, Sterling would design things to kind of like start as like, you are essentially trying to endure like a marathon level amount of like mild inconveniences that escalate kind of as things go on to be more extreme, but not necessarily like still like life endangering.
Okay. So then we can play with what you picked if that helps, since that is something that you connect with really well. And if that's the case, then let's just start there. We'll start here first, and then we'll keep pushing into this, because you've created something that we can really mess with here. I'm gonna have you perform this again as Sterling, but this time, know what you're sending them to, right? You as yourself know how, like on a scale of 1 to 10, where you would put wet socks. You know how bad that would be for you, so you as Sterling should know where that rates in what you're about to send this protagonist to. And see if that flavors your intensity or maybe your emotions when doing this performance, okay?
You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
Nice. Okay, how did that flavor this time around? What was different from the first time?
I was trying to hold on to things more, to like add more of that like intensity and like tension in the line delivery. And also just kind of like, you know, how like when cats like, you know, move around or like, you know, they have kind of like sometimes that very slow sort of, so trying to kind of like bring that essence a little bit more into it.
Beautiful. I liked it this time around because there was definitely a little bit more weight of like, I know this is something you're not going to enjoy, but I'm going to enjoy it, which was interesting to see played there. There's something that you say, which is, I have kept my end. What did you do for the protagonist?
That's a great question, and what I wanted to think about before this, but I didn't.
Good. Good.
So now I must sit here and think about it. Let's see. So, even though I hadn't like fully realized what the deal was, I kind of got the impression from how I was like framing the scene that the person who made the deal was, it was probably something that was less for themselves and more of like a deal to like help or benefit somebody else in their life or like even their community, which is part of the reason why rather than have a more extreme sort of like starting trial, it's like the weather sucks and like it sucks, but also you didn't ask for something really selfish, you didn't ask for money, you didn't ask for power, you didn't ask for influence over others, you weren't trying to start a cult, you were doing something that was ultimately selfless. So ultimately, like, there has to be that balance of like, I can't really punish you too much for like your intentions because they weren't malevolent, sort of thing.
So, you've thrown in something here that is very interesting. We have established that Sterling has the capability to tailor these sort of punishments to the person. By throwing in the concept that, well, maybe that's why the punishment isn't so bad is because, you know, they asked for something for someone else. They're not necessarily selfish or malevolent. You're also throwing in the idea that Sterling thinks the punishment shouldn't be that bad, which means this little villain demon here has some sort of a moral compass. If they are able to go, okay, well, actually, you kind of asked for a good thing, so, like, maybe I kind of like you a little, right? There's some part of them that they might enjoy some of the toying and playing, but do they enjoy it because it's usually awful people? Is it a retribution thing? Is it a I'm glad you get to suffer because you deserve it? Is maybe there is like a little bit of vindictiveness in there where he's like, nah, I just kind of do like watching people be upset. Has it been so long that it used to be that way and now it's become maybe a little bit like, why do I do this? And so I'm not going to try as hard? What do you think is going on right now with Sterling?
So there's definitely like an element of, I think, usually, like things definitely get tailored person to person, but there's definitely like a, you know, I enjoy doing this because like a lot of the times the people that are asking for these sort of things deserve to be punished a little bit for what they asked for. But in other cases, people are asking for things that, you know, ultimately it's not for them necessarily,
right.
or if it is for them, it's for them because they want to do something or have the power
right.
to do something that benefits other people. So I think there's an element of like, I guess this probably would help. Have you seen Lucifer?
Yep.
This is like another thing that's like, I think about that I think about a lot. Is one of my favorite shows, but I also just one of the things for me that like sold it was the element in the pilot where you start with seeing the whole context of like making a deal with the devil, now you have to pay the price, and like ultimately what he asks is for the girl to like take better care of herself.
Yeah.
And so that's I like demons that have a gray area.
Okay.
And like their own sense of moral code and things like that. Like I love demonology, and it's if you look at the Ars Goetia, a lot of the demons, some of them are like have bad intentions, but a lot of them are like teaches you science, teaches you liberal arts, teaches you eloquence, gives you a pet. So as a result of that, I wanted to do like a character where obviously there's an entertainment factor for like punishing people who deserve it, but be fair about people looking to make deals that you know, as I said, like don't have bad intentions to put into the world. So
with that in mind, let's do two different versions of this here. I want you to perform one for me where this is the sicko. This is the selfish guy. This is like the worst of the worst who asked for an entire nation to be slaughtered so he could be king for hundreds of years, and you finally get to drag him down to hell and give him the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. Do give me that performance, and then right after it, not gonna talk about it, take a breath and give me the one for this protagonist instead.
You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid. You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
Okay. What is the difference between those two? What do you feel that is different between the worst of the worst and this protagonist?
Disdain versus empathy. I think is like the most concise way.
Yeah. Detail that for me. What comes out in the disdain versus what changes for the empathy?
So with the disdain, there's, an element of frustration since, this person is like, now it's time to pay what you owe, and they're trying to argue that, they shouldn't have to pay for, ultimately what they got,
Right.
I'm the exception. I don't need to pay for this, especially like a person with, a certain element of like power and influence and confidence as a result of that would think that they were above the consequences. And so there's that element of like frustration, like, no, you're not exempt. You don't get a say in this.
Right.
Versus with the empathetic one, there's a little bit more, I hate to have to do this to you, but unfortunately I gotta make sure everybody goes through this sort of process. So, I'm gonna send you down. I'm gonna try and make it, as fair as I possibly can, but ultimately it's up to you whether you make it through or not, sort of feeling.
Okay. I like these two words. I'm a very big adjective, emotion, word person, so I like the two being disdain and empathy. I think those are powerful and they work well. There's something I want to play with here if you're comfortable with it. There's nothing wrong with taking time to get in the right headspace and breathing, but I want to throw some shit at you where you don't get that time.
Okay.
And I want to see what it does.
Okay.
So very simply, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be your scene partner here.
Okay.
I will start the scene. We're going to start with the horrible, I'm going to be like the dictator, the villain, the baby killer, whatever it is, that you finally get to send to hell. I'm going to give you some sort of like dialogue beforehand, and you're going to respond to me with this dialogue. And that'll be the end of the scene. You don't have to like immediately jut in. Don't feel like you need to be speedy, but there's no breathing and waiting. You got to answer me. All right?
Okay, no problem. I actually was kind of hoping that there would be bits like this, so.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to push you out your comfort zone. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You think you can do anything to me? I have become king of the fucking world. What the hell are you going to do?
You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
We're gonna run it back one more time. You ready? Okay. It's been hundreds of years. I have conquered thousands of people. My lineage will last forever. You can't just come and take it from me on a whim. I am the god of this world.
You knew the cost when you made the deal. I've kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
Good. Do those feel any different than your previous ones, and how?
Um, it it was a little bit easier to kind of like connect with what I was going to be doing, because there was an element of like I had that dialogue I was reacting to. There was time for me to kind of like get a feeling for how the character would be feeling
Yes.
and reacting before the line is even said. I will admit, like, I usually, when I'm trying to like record things for like auditions or whatever, I try to kind of like get some pre-life going and everything like that. I've been a little bit too nervous to try and pre-life anything here. So that it felt a bit more organic as a result of that, versus the other ones, where I was admittedly feeling a little bit more pressure to kind of like be timely to get into that space.
And I totally get that, right? There is I have a thing where when I am nervous about something, I start talking, right? And I'm like, sometimes we have to kick that in the ass. And we have to be like, for some people, they just need to tell themselves they're gonna be shit, so that way when they're not shit, it's fine, right? Other people need to just be like, I'm not gonna think, I'm just gonna go. It's finding what works for you. Some people do need to breathe for a second and recenter themselves, and that's totally fine. But I like pushing things like this, and I like giving scene partners, because especially if, you've acted before or in a space that doesn't put you alone when you act, it can be really hard to transition to something where you are now by yourself.
Yeah.
And acting, there's the like Starbucks in hand white girl quote for actors, which is like, acting is reacting. And like, yes, it's true. It's fully 100% correct. But it is harder than it sounds, especially when there's no one else with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a booth alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is good exercises to do, is to play back and forth. I want to ask you, what do you picture Sterling doing physically in this scene?
So I, when I've like been when I've been visualizing this scene, sort of like outside of the line reads, admittedly, like when I'm like doing the line reads, I like get a little bit outside of like my theater of the mind visualization a bit, because I'm like focusing on simply like reading and performing the line. But like usually I try to think about like I build essentially like a little set in my mind.
Okay.
I visualize it, and so like I've been thinking about like person is probably like in their room at a desk, or like at home on the couch or something like that. It's a personal space.
Okay.
Or in the context of like the lines that you delivered, the latter one where it was like, God, king, sort of throne room essentially. But like I was imagining some movement, pacing around, maybe circling, depending on where the protagonist is placed in like the set piece of the scene. But yeah, like not sitting, like definitely standing and kind of moving around and whatnot. There was definitely, I think, in the first one where I was reacting, there was an element where I was like, I really wish that I could communicate like grabbing somebody by the like the collar and like pulling them closer without just being like
So that is why I ask, because you can. And the more physical stuff we do while you're doing this, the way easier it's going to become. So I'm not going to make you get up and stand. I know that can be hard for people. But I like this action of you're saying, I really wanted to embody like pulling someone by the collar. Where was that moment? Where's that moment in the dialogue for you?
I think it was, trying to remember.
That's okay. If we don't know, that's fine too.
I think it was the pause that I did right before doing the "Have fun in hell, kid." End of the line.
All right.
Part of the pause was actually like me like processing like, oh god, how do I like try and communicate this sound wise? And then I was like, don't try and focus too much on this. You have to finish the line.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run it back again. I'll be your scene partner. I'll start it. Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it. When you fit it, and it doesn't have to be in that place. It can be. But when you feel like you are going to grab me by the throat and say that shit to my face, I legitimately want you to go and then say the line. And don't let go when you pull me in, right? We ain't dainty about it. Like, okay, now I've let you go. Be forceful, pull me in, and keep me in there. All right?
Okay.
All right, let's try it. Here we go. You can't take away what I have. You can't take me. Okay, I've become a god. I've become a king. What could you possibly do?
You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
Good. Excellent. That literally just took your performance from like a I am scary and intimidating to like a I'm fucking scary and you're gonna sit the fuck down when I talk to you, right? This sort of physical motion, whether you knew it or not, whether you did it on purpose or not, changed your dialogue because it went from like you must honor yours because that's what you signed to literally you must. Like you hit these sounds and you had that growl. And when you let go, now all of a sudden it was goodbye. Like we were gone, right? It did much, much, much better. And we're going to amplify that, but I want to hear how you felt, if you felt any difference.
I definitely like noticed that it felt more organic and everything like that. I will admit I've been a little bit nervous about being too engaged in like the physical acting part while recording because I've like read that, you know, you shouldn't move, you should be still as possible when you're recording.
I hate to cut you off,
like, sound.
but I'm gonna say this fully 100% to the camera, to you, to everybody watching this episode. Fuck that bullshit. If any motherfucker, I don't care who they are, I don't care if they're fucking Vic Mignogna, tells you not to move or be physical when voice acting, drop their ass immediately. There are very few things that I will say listen to me over everybody else. I will always give y'all the advice to listen to somebody who's actually getting booked and actually getting cast and is famous in animes. Do whatever they tell you to do, except that. Don't listen to anybody if they tell you that bullshit. Alright, I'm sorry. I just needed that to be clear, and I needed to make sure we do not spread that. Anyways,
no problem.
Thank you for telling me that because I'm so glad you said that. And don't ever listen to those motherfuckers again.
All right, thank you. Because like I noticed sometimes like when I went to record, if I would like do sorts of any sort of gestures or things like that, it would, that it would sound more engaging. But I was worried about like, this is the sounds of my fabric and my clothing.
If there are sounds coming off of your clothing and your physical movement, it just means you need to change what your physical movement is, or you need to change what direction it's occurring, right? If you're doing this and we can hear the grip out here, so it's not so close to the microphone, right? If you're doing like let's say you're playing a villain, or maybe you're being held by a villain, you're playing a victim, and you want to do the classic, like, I think my character would spit on his face in this fucking moment. Spit. Fucking spit. Because guess what? You can cut it out later. There's one that often, like, for very high life characters that I do, I am a like hand gesture, feet tappy person. So oftentimes when I do very high energy characters, I'm doing this when I record. And if I do it with shoes on, yeah, you can hear my feet clumping. You know what I do? I take my shoes off. right? You're not gonna hear me tapping in socks. Any way you need to do to make sure it's not getting picked up, do it. Don't stop the physical motion. Because I promise you, if you stop the physical motion, it will be 10 times worse. But I appreciate you saying something, because these are things that we get told, right? These are things we read. And if nobody will answer your questions, if nobody will tell you the opposite, how are you supposed to know? You know?
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I know I'm ranting. I just feel the need to say that. Oh,
important
Lord.
lesson for me, for the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what? We're going to throw so much of that into this, is we're going to do a lot of physical shit now that we have broken down this barrier. I want you to keep that sort of grab. When you release, make it bigger. In fact, make it all bigger, right?
Okay.
All of the things you should be doing should be so big that you think you are like being a clown. Like, they should be way crazier than you think they should be. I will tell you if it's too much. And this spoiler alert, it never will be. But give me crazy. So you're gonna do that collar grab. You're gonna do the release. I want at least 2 more. And I'm not gonna let you pre-plan them and look at this line of dialogue. I just want you to do 2 more actions at some point within this dialogue. Are you ready? All right, I'm gonna lead you in. Here we go. No, it can't be time yet. I have conquered nations. I have led people to victories in war. I have become a god. You can't take me.
Can't I? You knew the cost when you made the deal. And I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun. And I'm so sorry. Oh, God.
You're good. You're good.
I was like,
breathe. You're okay. It happens. You were in it. You were in it. That's why you didn't do it. It's because you were in it. And then you recognized that you hadn't done it. And you fell out of it. That's okay. If you're in it, just go. Right? This is not, we are not in AP history or some bullshit, right? I'm not marking off 0.5 because you didn't do all the things. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't focus on where the motions are. Don't focus on what the motions are. Don't even focus on hitting 4. Just move while you're speaking. That's all I want. Okay? All right. Yeah. Here we go. No, I haven't had enough time, okay? I am supposed to become king. I'm supposed to rule. I am supposed to be the leader of these people. You can't come for me now. It's not fair. It's not fair.
You knew the cost when you made the deal. I've kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Sorry, hi.
Don't stop! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna beat this out of you. Don't stop in the middle of your performance. That was fantastic. Do not get shy on me.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, any physical motion. I don't give a shit if you cut off and drop the call in the middle of it, all right? Just get through the whole thing, be physical, and be in it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. No. You promised me time. You promised me that I would be ruler of this nation, okay? I what, one kingdom? One lousy country? I will kill everyone who defies me. You cannot take me. You cannot. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
That's not fair. You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
There it is. There it fucking is. Thank you. All right? Because that was fucking gorgeous. All right? Because you came in with the most attitude I have ever seen you do this with. I was a petulant little child at your feet, and you came in going, "Aw, did baby lose his binky? Aw," that is the attitude you started this with. And then you went from, "Aw, this is cute, you're throwing a little tantrum," to, "I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over you. I get paid by the hour, and you need to shut the fuck up," right? And then you immediately went back to, "Okay, have fun. Bye." Like, fantastic. Fantastic, my friend. And vocally, it was clear, right? Because this front half was very sassy. It was very like up and wavery in your voice, which is where sassy lives. And when you switched to honor and this physical movement of getting closer, of being serious, all of a sudden, it wasn't just your pitch. Your pitch went lower, sure. It was the groundedness that came into your voice, because it went from floaty to, "Nah, there's no more float in me. Try me." Right? It was distinct, and it was succinct, which just means short. And it was beautiful compared to how long and flowy that front sentence is. That front sentence was very toying. It was very flowy. It was very like this, right? And then for 2 words, you turned it off. And then you went back. And that was beautiful. How has this felt for you? And please feel free to give me honest answers. It's okay to say you hate your life and nothing worked. But just tell me how you felt through all of this.
Sorry, I keep honking my screen. I guess first, be short. It felt definitely like more organic. I felt more relaxed and like in the character. It was a little bit easier to kind of like connect with like what I wanted to do emotionally and like convey with the sound when I wasn't so concerned with like where I was placed or what I was doing, and just kind of like follow, the instincts of like when I've been doing streaming and everything like that. Usually I'm talking from here, but then like sometimes if I want to be really like serious or achieve like a certain sound, getting really close to the microphone. But I've still been trying to figure out like mic etiquette and things like that, so I get a little nervous about trying to go in too close, because I'm still working on the feeling for it. I've seen there's like advice to just like practice saying things around like the different areas to find like those different like vocal sweet spots. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's on my to-do list. And then just like overall, I have really enjoyed this because it's helped me kind of relax a little bit more than I was. I've been comfortable with like talking in front of camera and whatnot from like a streaming perspective for a very long time, but it's always been even before trying to get into voice acting, I've always been a little bit nervous about doing visual novels where I need to like read the dialogue, because I always feel like I'm letting people down a little bit when I get too nervous to act on camera. And so like usually I'll just read things and I'll be like, "Sorry, no acting today." I'm just reading it for you. And like sometimes like there would be some days where I would feel comfortable like that, but it's like finding this space to like have to be like open and have that level of vulnerability of like making choices without being afraid of like what people are gonna think, just like doing what feels right and feels organic and natural to me. So I've really appreciated that in this regard because it's been very helpful.
I appreciate that. You know, there are keywords that you said here, and the one that you're going to hear all the time in acting, and for anyone who doesn't know, acting is vulnerability. That's all it is. And that means different things to different people. And you can be fully 100% vulnerable and honest and true and authentic, and someone else listening or watching is going to think it's nowhere near that. And that's just how it goes. And sometimes, you know, that is unfortunately the case where it's like, hey, that is my authenticity. It's just that my authenticity isn't like something that other people recognize, right? Especially for a lot of us like neurodivergent folks. For us, a lot of our authenticity when we get vulnerable is closing down. And that's not something that's portrayable when you're using a medium where people can't see you. So, or at least not easily understandable. They would need the context of what's happening. So sometimes that's just how it works. But as long as you are playing and performing in the space where you are being authentic, it doesn't matter what everyone else hears or thinks or anything, right? That's also why when I ask y'all for how you felt about it, I'm always like, it's okay to tell me it didn't work and you didn't like it and you don't want to do it, because that's awesome. Don't do it again. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be the way I do it. I'm just trying to push and play. I also want to say when it comes to technical things, throw that shit out the window. Like, genuinely, don't worry about any technical bullshit, because it's just gonna get in your head. I know there's the concept of like mic etiquette and how far away am I supposed to be and etc., etc. Genuinely, as long as you're not peeking, doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. I mean, don't stand this far back, but like, as long as, like, you see how far I am, this is not even correct distance, and you can hear me just fine. This is not where I should be standing, right? And I hate pop filters. I'm one of the few voice actors who's like, I hate these fuckers. I wish they were never invented. I never want to use them. I think they suck. And every voice actor and their mother will say, all hail the pop filters and the blah. You know, it's entirely not personal preference, but it is an extra factor that will get ignored, or at the very least looked over, if you are being authentic in your performance. And someone who knows you're being authentic will go, hey, just so you know, next time, stand this far away, or put this up, or check for this. And you might not get that audition, but because you were so authentic in your performance, that person goes, wow, I can tell they really care. I'm just gonna let them know. So that way the next time they do get it, right? And play around, fuck around, find out, be physical, do all the shit. In our last couple of minutes here, is there anything that you want to work on? It can be with this character and this line. It does not have to be. If there are things that you get told that you're like, I get told I do this a lot, how do I break that? Or if there's something where you're like, I really want to be able to do this, how would I do this? Or if you have other ideas for this character, anything you want to do in our last couple of minutes or work on.
The one thing, maybe like just for fun, just
yeah,
we've done like multiple iterations where I've played off of you doing like the big megalomaniac villain and everything like that. And I was wondering if we could like try doing the like the more benevolent protagonist.
Oh yeah, your original idea. Let's just go for it. I'm gonna run you into it, and then you're just gonna respond to me, okay? All right, here we go. What do you mean? What are you doing here? Is it time already? But I have to help them. I mean the war's not over. I can't just let them be by themselves. What am I supposed to do?
You knew the cost when you made the deal. I have kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in hell, kid.
Good. I want to play with this a little further. I'm going to keep talking while you say that line. Ignore me in terms of, like, don't stop saying the line, keep performing, but let it influence the way you're responding to me, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. What do you mean? It can't be time yet. We haven't won. If we don't win this, everything could be for nothing. It can't be time yet.
You knew the cost when you made the deal.
Oh, of course I knew the cost, but I'm trying to help people here.
I have kept my end.
Your end? The war isn't done. These people aren't safe.
I have kept my end, and now you must honor yours.
I will, but I need more time. Please, you have to give me more time.
I'm sorry, but have fun in hell, kid.
Okay. Beautiful. How did those ones feel to you?
I really liked it. I had fun. I liked, kind of having that extra layer of, like, tension, and then, the, like, I'm really sorry, but I gotta stop you.
Yeah.
Having to, like, put the foot down, draw the line. I don't want to have to do this, but I liked it.
Okay. How does it feel different doing that version versus the evil guy version?
It's very different. It's the tension is, like, in different places. There's with the, like, evil protagonist sort of, evil character version versus the protagonist character. There's the former has more of, like, the tension comes from I'm really trying not to just, like, beat your ass right now.
Yeah.
Versus the tension in the latter being like, honestly, I really wish I could just, like, maybe give you a hug.
Right.
But I gotta be, like, unbiased.
Yeah.
Sort of feeling. So it's, like, holding that sense of compassion back.
Sometimes just figuring out where the tension goes for this emotion can be a huge difference, right? Arguably, in your evil guy one, you are in the right, and in your hero guy one, you're kind of in the wrong, even if you're in the right. And so the fact that you're able to describe when I am in charge and powerful and excited and proud and angry for what I'm about to do, it's here. This is where it lives, and this is where I can hold it. Versus when I'm not proud, when I am sad, when I am upset, when I am nervous, when I am guilty, it's here. Right? And this is where I hold it. This can help for when you've got to do these emotions in other characters. You know where you're placing it, right? Not the voice, the tension.
Yeah.
Every emotion we do has a tension. It's just whether or not where it is and whether you're holding it or you're releasing it. Those are, like, really easy things that I like to give people to play with because they can help a lot. So it's incredible that you're able to recognize where that is. Well done on that front.
Thank you.
Yeah, genuinely. And I think the performance was very clearly different as well. I think it was very, very clear that, with the hero protagonist, you had every part of you that was screaming to say, I'm sorry. And I would say hone that and recognize that. Because when you go to do further characters, now you know, hey, this, I'm supposed to be, like, upset here. I'm supposed to feel guilty. I'm supposed to feel shamed. And for some reason, I don't feel like I'm doing this right. What am I doing or not doing? And you might realize maybe you're reading it too slow, right? Maybe maybe the average person would read this slow, but your instinct when you're guilty is to go faster. I will always say, I say take everything I say with a grain of salt, and I think that goes for everyone. Listen to what they have to say, and listen back to your recording. And, if you can't keep, like, a consistent, almost beat tempo, then maybe choose a point that it goes off of the tempo, right? So if it feels too slow, speed up the majority and choose a specific point where you're like, this is when I breathe. This is when it's important. This is when I slow down. And the rest of it, I'll talk a little faster, even if it feels weird to me. And see how that sounds. If you talk too fast, because maybe you're doing like a big monologue speech or something, pick a point where you have to slow down. And be like, this is the thing where I can run through all of these sentences and I'm angry and I'm upset, but right when I see that word, I'm going, and then I'm saying it. And then I go fast and I get angry again. Well, okay. We will go ahead and end this episode here. Thank you for playing with me. I hope you had fun. I had a fantastic time. I appreciate y'all. Yes, of course. I appreciate y'all for listening, for watching, for doing whatever. And I hope you come back for any more episodes. Or if you want to be on the show, shoot me a DM. Let's see what we can do. And I'm going to let our friend here introduce themselves one last time, or I guess close themselves out, whatever. You can give us your name, your pronouns, any place on the internet they can find you. And then I want you to do one last final performance. Whatever you think the best of the best is, give it your all of this dialogue, and we'll end it there. So go ahead and talk to the people.
All right. So once again, I'm Bard Nolan. My pronouns are he, they, they. You can find me on Blue Sky at bardnolanvo.bluesky.social. B-Sky social. You know. Yeah, I've had a great time doing this, and thank you for your insight and for helping me, flex my muscles, learn some, new skills, have something great to take away from this. And you knew the cost when you made the deal. I've kept my end. Now you must honor yours. Have fun in Hellkid.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Good